All right, looks like we're going live with the Jeep Life podcast. We got Terry, Don, and Bill here, making it happen, making it rain, if you will.
Yep. Hey, we're
That's
live.
me. That's
No,
me.
that's me.
Oh, was that you? Was it binged at the same time mine did? And I was like,
We
wait a
all
minute,
banged at the same time.
I'm on mute. Hey, what's up, Troy? Troy, man, your Jeep looks great, dude. I haven't shown the boys. Maybe I'll pass that around.
What?
Troy got a new lift, new wheels and tires
Ooh, cool.
for his Chief model.
That's awesome.
Well, I think it was a 3.5-inch lift. Hey, what's up, Mike? Kristen?
Oh, that looks good.
That look good?
That looks real good. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
That's sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that.
I'll trade you even right now, Troy. We'll go even Stevens. Both of us have 2017s. I'll give you what I've got for what you've got.
Does the power tank go with that?
No. Power tank stays with me.
Dude, I bet a lot of this video is just going to be like street. Put it together. That's it.
All right, who else we have on? It seems like hey, what's up, Eric? Yeah, we've got some names on here and getting ready to roll. Sammy, maybe there's a little Bree on there too. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Do you want this for, you said for Patreon?
Patreon, yeah.
You want me to cut it this
No.
week?
I'll do it. I like doing it.
Okay. As soon as I download it, then I can upload it.
Yeah, what's up, Scott? Oh yeah, you've got a few less miles on yours, Troy. I think I'm getting ready to hit 70. I'll hit 70 this week. Nick, how's it going?
I'm looking
First time watching. We got a first time watcher.
Wow.
Oh, I guess we better try to up our game so we get him to make a second time watcher.
Heck yeah. I'm looking at 125,000 soon.
125,000.
Yeah.
And yours is 16.
15.
15. All right. 2 years.
Yeah. But still.
Hey, John, how we doing?
I rolled 40 on the trail yesterday.
Really?
Last weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, no. Phantom's got some issues.
There's a reason why I didn't drive mine over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
On the way home, I'm just praying that it gets a hole in the side of the block. Like, literally just blow a giant one.
Really?
Cam phasers are... Something is gone.
Really?
Misfiring. It's rolling in, rolling out. Works sometimes. Yes, no. It's just...
Yuck. Yeah,
I'm not happy.
No, I bet. Yeah,
the
Troy,
smiles are not happening.
They're not. Troy, you got yours with under 11,000 miles. Dude, that's a steal. It's 17 with 11,000
miles on it, yeah.
When he bought it.
I'm hoping when I sell mine that somebody sees it the same way with all the rock rash.
Yeah.
What a steal. 43,000 miles.
What a steal. Yeah, I'm doing my best to put more and more rock rash underneath there.
It's like a badge of honor. You know, when we were younger, it was like mud. Now it's rock rash when I get on it.
Well, I mean, you saw the stuff that was those giant scratches down the side of the buggy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. After all that work you did on it.
And they're like just battle scars, and I love it.
Yeah. I don't go looking for it, but
no.
But
when it happens, it happens.
I'm not going to stick to dirt roads, so I don't
That's right.
Tear it up. I did that for a little bit. I'm good,
yeah.
It's old enough now.
I gotta tell you, I just love getting out on a dirt road though. I go for.
I do not when I'm in the off-road park. When I'm in the park,
Right. I'm with you. When I'm designated my brain and my Jeep to.
Did you see somebody posted? They did it looked like a waterfall trip or
yeah,
something.
Yeah,
Did you see the pictures from that?
Yeah, that was Melissa and some people from the club.
That's right. Yeah, that looks slick,
man.
Talk about some nice dirt.
I wish I'd.
It's kind of far.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Like the Walmart they stopped in was 2.5 hours away from here. And that's like highway.
But you know what? That's road tripping, man. That's
right.
Yeah,
that's
it's
stuff.
Right. I mean, that's definitely 2 tanks of gas kind of day.
Like,
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
yeah. Well, it definitely is a tank of gas getting there and doing all the fun, and then maybe having to fill up on the way home.
Yeah,
for sure. And I'm okay with that.
No, absolutely, I am too. But
to see those kind of sights, I mean, that's
dude, those waterfalls, and
that's the kind of dirt road I like.
I saw a bunch of different waterfalls. It wasn't just like one waterfall.
I know.
Well, it was a big network of like dirt road.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I think Melissa, you need to send us a map,
a route. Yeah.
So, what would that look like for Jeep Life Podcast?
I don't know.
What kind of trouble would we get in?
Oh my!
We would just pitch a tent somewhere at one of the waterfalls and like.
You mean literally? It's not a euphemism. That's
like literally just camp out.
Yeah.
We'd be like,
people are driving
we're
by,
just
Billy's
gonna
showering
stop
under
here.
walls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Up on our
free show
account right there. So we're looking forward to everybody's on here. It's awesome. If you don't mind sharing out that you're on with us and letting people know, get the word out there. I'm going to do that right now. I just saw that Neil shared it out. Thanks, Neil, for sharing that out. I need to figure out how to do this. You would think I work for a very innovative technology company. I know nothing about technology.
I don't know about that.
Oh my God.
I guess.
Take a night off and see how Billy and I do this. And then
this
would
be a shit show. What show? Exactly.
Yeah, right.
We wouldn't even get the shit part. It just we would just be no show.
It'd be a show of Billy and I arguing on live about how to get it.
I know. And so it really is. I think thanks to the Ammermans, but when I need to take a day off,
they're a little more technologically advanced than us.
We just have to hand it over to them.
Yeah,
I don't know that I can hand this to you guys and say, "Hey,
I'd be like,
here you go.
buttons." Wait, we got to hit record. Terry, we did the whole thing without recording it. Shit.
I know. Well, I'm good at that, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do I? Jesus.
I went to Crystal Cave for the first time ever.
Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's one of our near Kutztown?
Yeah.
You didn't stop by?
No.
What's up, man?
I had my little sister with me.
So what?
So
we were late to a dinner reservation.
So what?
Oh, I think
with the family.
Bring them too.
And her mom.
Yeah,
well, my mom.
Bring them all.
I don't know that
they were up in Palmerton, so we had to skedaddle.
Where'd you guys go to dinner?
Joey B's.
Where's that?
It's on the main road, almost all the way down towards like the old football field.
Oh,
it's on the right hand side
Palmerton?
in Palmerton.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking up my way.
Nope.
There we go. Maybe this will do it. All right. Cool. I guess before we get rolling, yeah, I can start writing you excuses to get out of work, Sammy, because of your Jeep. I don't know that I can help you with anything else. I guess everybody wants to see who we are before we get going.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, good looking bunch. We're ready to go.
I shaved my neck.
You shaved your neard.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done anything with this side. I don't know what this is.
Do you have to comb that every morning?
I do.
That's why I got rid of my big beard, man. I get tired of combing it. Like,
well, I don't have any hair up here to comb, so I
comb
have
it.
to comb down here.
Comb it, but like when it's really long, it would I'd have to spray like deactivator in it and stuff.
Oh yeah, maybe I need to get some of that.
Up.
Yeah, deactivator. I like it.
Sometimes I comb in gear lube.
Get that nice good smell in the morning.
I like it. Hey, before we get rolling, let's talk a little bit about some of our amazing partners that we have,
and some of our favorite products.
Some of them are absolutely.
Yeah. Well, some of them saying because one is a membership.
Right.
Yeah. Which actually I think is quite possibly one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on it's on our top 4 list.
Oh, cool.
I like it.
And that membership that we're talking about is through treadlightly.org, and that's 50% off of their $50 and $100 memberships, which Tread Lightly is an organization that it represents the environment and the natural resources and the people that we are, like jeepers, mountain bikers, everyone that uses these natural resources, which is, land and the waterways and everything like that. And they just want to make sure that everyone's doing their part in keeping the natural resources, clean and available for everyone to use, but also at the same time taking conservation and, making sure that they're going to be, well maintained for the future to come.
And they have offered us help with their membership. We talk about 50% off. Yep. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Our show notes will have the process on that.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Matt has been on the show, Matt Caldwell, who's the director. And we had the Ammermans had Evan on the show, and they did a great job.
I'm terrible with names.
To boot, we always talk about good businesses, and they're not a business, but they are great people.
Yeah, really good people.
Yeah, they're some of the coolest. So I think they're doing a great job. They don't have a huge staff, they don't have lots of money, but they're making it work.
Yep.
So and again, without them, there would probably be there would be a lot less land usage.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And when you get into that $100 membership, I believe you do get a discount on a new vehicle from Jeep. I mean, there's some benefits. You need to check out the list of benefits.
Right.
And
great resources too.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
Be able to, where you can go to wheel, where you can different things like that.
So. Yeah, absolutely. So our thanks to Tread Lightly for being one of our partners and just good people.
Absolutely.
I think, aren't we doing a trail cleanup in June?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Who else we have?
So let's talk about one of our favorite products that we use when we're kind of off the trail and getting ready to go back onto the road, and that is our Power Tank systems. So Power Tank is offering a 15% discount for the Jeep Life podcast listeners out there, and that discount code is Jeep Life Pod 15, and that is on any complete system that Power Tank offers. And so a complete system means that it's a full tank regulator, and it's a package deal. So they have awesome packages on their website to choose from.
And you can put them together.
You can basically customize them as well.
If you want the track bag, or you want the, if you want to do one of the brackets, like the roll bar bracket, and then it comes with a handle, regulator, hose, which was it 10 foot or 30 foot? Or 12 foot
you can
or
choose.
Foot?
You can
that's
choose.
what I'm saying. What are the two sizes? 12 foot?
10 and 30.
30, coiled, not coiled.
Right. They have all kinds of other stuff you can add to
accessories, and
their gauges are phenomenal.
Yeah,
super accurate too. High quality products.
Yeah. So I need to get mine filled, by the way.
I may be doing that this week, so I'll let you know.
All right, let me know.
I'm getting mine too filled. So, we can't say enough good things about these, but what we can say is if you are at AOAA and we're there and we're airing up, come see us and we'll put one in your hand and try it out, because that's the only way that you...
Seeing is believing.
I also got a pretty good video of Scott using his
nice.
With a timing. So,
all right.
It was
Yep.
It was wild.
It's ridiculous.
32 seconds to fill like a 37 through a normal valve.
Yep.
Yeah.
From like 14 to 30.
So I told you, I mean, we were messing around at the shop with it. It'll fill a tire as quick as the Ingersoll ran rotary compressor we have.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's ridiculous.
And that thing's huge.
Yeah. And that's a professional.
It's like
compressor,
a 500-gallon tank. It runs a whole school.
Yep.
You know,
Amazing.
so,
Amazing.
That's crazy. So another amazing product that we put our feet on every day.
Well, some of us do.
Yeah, some of us.
What? Oh, I put my head on it? I'm confused. But we're talking about ArmorLite. And ArmorLite is a replacement flooring system, one of the best replacement flooring systems out on the market. And they're patented or non-patented, I don't know. But the way they just make their material, it's a 3-layer process. It has a top layer, a mid layer, and a bottom insulation layer. And what their claim to fame is, they're amazing drain plugs that go through the floor.
I just ordered red. I just ordered red this week.
So it's awesome. ArmorLite replacement flooring systems for Jeep, JL, JK, JT.
Yep.
And they're working on a lot of new products as well, different colors, customizations, patterns, and just amazing people, amazing product.
Yeah.
And their discount code is Jeep Life Podcast 10. And that's going to get you 10% off of any of their complete systems.
Man, what a deal.
Yeah.
I know you and I both have, and that's what Don was kind of pissy about. He doesn't get to put his feet.
Pissy, it's jealousy.
It's jealous.
Yeah.
So next time we're out wheeling and we camp out, and one of you guys ends up with their text, and
he's just going to take our Jeep apart.
I know, right? Well,
that's why I bring the buggy, so it's going to be your Jeep.
Oh, damn. Anyway, it's just amazing. I know you and I are going to do a video comparison between the weather.
Did you get a video?
I did. I haven't cleaned it. I intentionally didn't clean it so that we could do this.
Definitely.
But we want to compare.
I haven't cleaned my Jeep at all, so we're good.
and then we have one last
and Pypes.
Yeah,
It's
Pypes
just-
exhaust.
Yeah, like amazing sounding exhaust systems, catback systems, high quality parts, and their discount code right now is Jeep Life, and that's going to get you free shipping on any system, catback, and it's great company, and they're local too.
They're very local, so I like them and sound.
Yeah, it's great exhaust. I mean, for the money, you can't beat it. It's almost half the price as some of their competitors. And it is a great system.
It is a good system, and they're good people. We've enjoyed
Awesome
having them on the
Yep.
show. They gave away systems on the show.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that intro button and roll it in, and let's enjoy
we were
ourselves.
already into the show.
We're into the show, but we're not into the show. Well, hello and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We're that podcast that celebrates the Jeep life. I'm one of your hosts, Terry, and I'm joined, as always, in the studio with two amazing people. I love getting together with these guys and enjoying myself. Don.
He says that, but right before the show, we were all arguing.
We're throwing
fighting
things
each other.
Yeah. We've yet to argue.
No, we don't.
Yet.
We have fun together.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun together. Don, I know. Sure. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. How are you?
It's been a week. It has been a week.
Yeah.
I at least got my Jeep clean, which
I haven't done a Jeep thing all week. Like nothing.
Nothing.
No. Well, SA came over for a little bit.
Well, you always do.
Yeah, we
get into messes
a little
with
bit.
there.
I didn't have a whole lot of time to play around.
Yeah,
we hung his doors back on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's good to have you here. Good to see you.
Yeah.
We'll do some Jeep things soon. I hope. When Bill reads off the list.
The thing, though, I mean, my Jeep next week starts coming back apart.
Oh.
Again?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do reinforce the rock sliders. I got an antenna issue to fix with the CB. I
Oh.
got some wiring stuff.
So you got some projects coming up.
I do.
Yeah,
Some stuff I
don't
wasn't-
take 4 months to do them this time. will you?
No, it'll be ready for June.
All right, perfect.
So, yeah.
All right, that other voice you hear is that magical guy, Bill. Billy, how you doing, man?
I'm kind of tired.
Billy always does Jeep stuff.
No, this week I was not as jeepy as normal.
You
No?
You
No.
work Jeepy stuff.
I had a lot to do this week, and it was just a long week.
Yeah. It was
mean-
a long week for everybody, I
It
think.
was a long
Yeah.
weekend. We got a good fill of Jeep stuff.
Oh,
last-
jeez.
Yeah. And it was unseasonably cold this week. It was miserable.
It really was.
So let's
Wasn't
blame it
great.
on that.
Okay,
Yep.
sounds
Let's
good.
blame it on that. So
Well, it was cold out in the garage, and I didn't have the propane filled, so
that makes it,
it-
yeah.
Why
kind
do you
of-
need propane? It's a fuel injected buggy.
no.
I know.
For the heater, Dumbo.
If you remember, we went through this
I
once
know.
before.
I love it.
Wumbo,
I-
Dumbo.
I love it. So thanks everybody for tuning in with us. I love our live audience. We have a live audience for those folks that just do the subscription. We have a live audience that interacts with us, and it's always fun. So if you're listening to the subscription of the podcast and you've downloaded it, every Sunday night, right around that 7:30 time Eastern time, because I know we have some people in California and Washington State that listen. We go live.
Always
and-
check Facebook first, though.
yeah, I do check Facebook
Just-
because
Sometimes we have technical difficulties
Technical
and
difficulties.
at dump
At a bar.
Yeah. having some drinks.
Um,
that was a business planning.
It was
dinner.
we talked a lot about business and more business.
and more business.
Right.
Yeah, I can't complain. That was an excellent evening.
Yeah, it was.
It was fun.
I mean,
We
I just
need-
love hanging
we
out.
needed that night.
We
off.
we needed it. You're right. But we did get an email. I think it was a Facebook message from one of our listeners, Gary, and I think who wants to
Gary.
I'll do it.
Don wants to.
You know how I love reading on the radio.
You do. You do.
It's like writing on the whiteboard. All right.
That's not how this starts off.
No.
It doesn't start off all right.
Two things I would love your insight on would be your take on what you think would be the best superchargers are for JKUs, RIP, Elderbrock, Hamburger, etc., and what you guys think of the Badge of Honor trails at Roush Creek. Can stock do them or just lifted rigs? Wow, I got to get these glasses fixed.
Yeah.
Love your content. Took me a few weeks, but I binged all your episodes. Now I just have to work a ton of overtime for all the upgrades I want and make. I'm spending people's money again. You know,
It seems to be a theme.
be safe on the trails. One last thing, will you guys be attending the Crawling for Cops Roush in June?
What?
Well, let's
date?
start with answering or Crawling for Roush in June.
I think all my dates for June are
What
taken.
date is that?
I don't know. I know that one weekend we're with Holly.
Right. That's Actually, I think that's the same weekend.
I think it might be the same weekend. We're at AOA and they're going to be at
They're
Roush.
going to be Roush.
So superchargers. We've talked superchargers
We have.
in the past. I wish I had an episode number off the top of my head, but
It's June 5th and 6th.
June 5th and 6th, so that's
Yeah.
early in
I
the
am
month.
available.
What weekend is the?
20
18th, 19th, 20th.
I'm going to
Yeah.
be up there that week, actually.
Oh,
Monday,
cool.
Tuesday. No, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday before that.
All
For
right.
what?
Interesting. All right, so superchargers. We've
All
talked
right.
about them.
Are we on to superchargers?
Yeah.
We are into superchargers.
Okay.
So Don and I have seen some pretty cool things out of Hamburger.
Yeah. So it's first. Of
We
all,
saw them in New Jersey.
We
Is
did,
that right?
And what makes Hamburger unique is that it has a fluid coupling, and it takes a lot of the what they call supercharger shock out of it,
Right.
and surge and things like that. So
Right.
it smooths out that power.
It's more instantly ready
Well, no, it's
and doesn't ramp up, or is it the other way
it-
around?
It ramps up. So with the supercharger, what you have a lot of times, like if you put your foot in it, you have an extreme torque curve. There's a little bit of driveline shock,
Mhm.
and it takes that out, which is important when you're wheeling. The
Right.
guys at HP Tuners were talking about them too, and they're getting some impressive returns on them. So the Hamburger Supercharger is the same one that they used on like the WS6 Firehawks and stuff
Right.
like that in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple, they were building them for a couple limited edition cars. It really is a good system. I would say it's, I haven't driven one, and other than doing a little bit of homework after we met them, it seems like a really efficient supercharger. So one of the things that you got to look at is thermal efficiency of a supercharger. And I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but they were on par with Magnuson. Does a really good job of thermal efficiency. And Rip does as well. Rip's a little bit different because it's a centrifugal.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
I've heard some not great stories about Rip. I heard they like blowing off top ends of motors.
So Rip claims the highest output. And it's funny because I looked at the show notes today and took a quick look at some different superchargers.
Mhm.
Rip is claiming the highest output.
Right.
But that's not a big deal. I mean, you just spin them harder. And,
Right.
You can
Harder, faster,
right. So they
drive
have,
it to the floor better. Like
they have different pulley sizes. They have what they call a high altitude pulley,
Right.
which will drive the supercharger harder. And a lot of people, it's made for higher altitudes, and a lot of
Mhm.
people use them at lower altitudes.
you're
And
running
therefore,
8, 10 psi,
Right.
and yeah.
so
So why would I want a supercharger?
so it's a really good question. I was thinking about that. So
For the zoomies.
yeah.
But if I'm going 3 miles an hour on a trail,
I don't really think that they have a whole lot for
They sound cool.
they do. So, but when you're rock crawling, like hardcore rock crawling, you really have very little purpose. Now, but that's where it ends. Now, if you're shooting up a hill and you got loose dirt, you want power. I mean, you want to get some.
you just
tire
want those
speed.
tires to spin
Right.
as much as you can.
But now that's a double-edged sword because we're always talking about tread lightly, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things that like I fight internally. I'm a motorhead, but I don't want to go ripping up trails.
No.
And same thing with mud. When you're in mud, it's all about horsepower and lugs and tires. You
Right.
got to clear the mud off the tires, and you've got to spin them hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot cooler to crawl rocks than roast your tires on rocks.
Yeah.
Well, roasting tires is cool, but
It
again,
is.
But my deal with that is I don't know that I can sit there and smoke my tires off knowing I'm throwing rubber all over the place. And,
Right.
what
And that to me, that's just throwing a lot of money down the drain too.
it doesn't. It makes a
Right.
difference with soft
Yeah.
compound tires. It
Yeah.
really doesn't with ours.
Yeah.
So why would you need it? A lot of us drive our Jeeps daily,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it makes the on the road manners way better. Like it is.
Are you talking
just-
mainly for interstate and highway driving, or
look off a light? I mean,
And
you're
Yeah.
gonna, yeah.
You're going to jump off the line.
yeah, okay,
So
sign me up.
Rip, Magnuson,
Sprintex.
Sprintex, Hamburger, are all their numbers are showing better wheel horsepower than a 5.7 liter V8 swap
Oh,
Right.
with the
Wow.
supercharger. So,
okay,
it is much better on the street.
They're more manageable.
Yeah, I don't think that I've read a couple places where people have reported better fuel economy. I'm going to say
I think average, it stays around the same or a
so
little bit
it
less.
depends. Like Magnuson superchargers have a valve on them, and they'll dump boost so that there's no drag on the engine when you're just
Right.
moderately on the throttle. You lay into it, it builds
Closes.
boost, and
Yeah.
that it actually takes horsepower to build boost.
Mm.
But if you're moderately driving it, it's not noticeable.
okay,
So,
yeah,
I think if I were to answer his question, like I would put a supercharger on mine. One, I tow with it. I'd like to have a little more power. The merging and stuff like that. When I have the off road trailer behind, it's heavy, and
Yeah.
it takes some. I got my foot in it when I got to merge. Two, I'm a motorhead, so it's just I like it.
You like tinkering.
I do. I like power. I gotta
Right.
be honest with you. And
When you hear the wheels chirp, it makes
Yeah.
you chirp.
so three. If I were to do which one I would do, it would be it would be between one of two, and I'll tell you why. Either the Hamburger.
Let me guess
And-
your second one.
Go ahead.
The Magnuson.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Just because of that
SprintX,
valve system,
the
and I
valves.
think that's awesome.
So, what comes into play with my decision making is SprintX is a good company. They've probably got the loudest superchargers. Like
Yeah.
they sound the best.
Right.
Um,
You get that real whine
you
out
do,
of it.
you do. But I've also heard stories of people saying they get check engine lights, some drivability surging
Yeah.
issues, things like that.
And also another thing with the Sprintex is that, yeah, they give you a tune. Like they say it's
Mhm.
plug and play, but you really got to take it to a dyno guy and have it tuned
Right.
properly.
Yeah.
So maybe take that into account. Do you want to spend the X amount on the supercharger and then actually go take it to
Right. So SprintX is a little bit cheaper. SprintX, I looked today, you can get in a kit for $5,200. So Magnuson, you're looking at, it was $6,400. But now here's the deal, and I don't know, I didn't look at the parts list on the SprintX, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking fuel injectors.
Yeah.
I know the SprintX comes with an intercooler. Magnuson looks to be a little bit bigger. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. But I don't know. I would do either Hamburger or Magnuson. I've met Magnuson people and Hamburger people. They all seem very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
The other thing about the Hamburger is a lot of superchargers, you get something called supercharger wrap, and it sounds like the engine's broken. So if the engine surges or idles, especially like in my dad's Cadillac, so it's cammed and it's got a rough idle, the screws in the inside, the rotors will actually knock together.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it's a normal thing. I mean,
Okay.
I've done deeper research. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. The Hamburger will not do that because that's centrifugal system.
Oh,
Or
right.
yeah,
Right.
not centrifugal. That fluid coupling that's
Yeah.
in there. So it'd be one of those two would be my choice. Now, another word of advice: if you're going to run a dual battery, you cannot run. I don't know about the Hamburger, but the Magnuson is too big.
Okay.
So
So there's no room
No,
left
a
in
lot
the
of
engine.
people run rips that run dual.
Okay.
Because the manifold ends up
Right.
hanging over the side of the engine pretty far.
All right. Well, I think that answers that supercharger question.
Gains. They're
Oh.
all between 35 and 50%, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with your tuning. I don't think you're going to make a whole lot more power unless you go to like a rip. You might squeeze a little more out of it.
But then you're putting unnecessary stress on all components.
Yeah. And turbocharging's, I think that's a
You're
no gamer for
Right.
off-roaders,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if you're doing dunes and things
unless
like
you're
that.
in like a buggy, which is like a 4-cylinder that you
Right.
build a lot of boost real low.
Right. And so they're running those at, they're running, 538 gears
Right.
and a 5-to-1 transfer case, and they're running them constantly in the rock course at $3,000 and better. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So
They idle at $3,000.
Yeah, they're
Right.
at
Yeah.
boost already.
Right.
Right. All right. So we're going to go into the Badge of Honor trails. I'm going to go ahead and start out. If you don't have the app, download the Badge of Honor Trail
Right.
app from Jeep. It is out there. It lists all the trails that are available. The 3 that are available at Roush Creek, 2 of them you cannot do them in a stock Jeep. You could probably do them in a lifted with bigger tires Jeep. Trail 11 is rated a 2 through 4 on a 1 to 10 scale.
Right.
I did Peter's Mill, which is a 2 through 4. I did it with my Jeep. I had 35s and lifted, but it was loaded. Like I was driving
You were
back from
loaded
California.
down,
I was
yeah.
loaded down, and I was able to do it. I've done several Badge of Honor trails. Most of them are medium difficulty, somewhere in the middle of it.
Upper blues, blacks for our rating system around
Yeah.
I would say most of them are blues.
here. Okay.
There are some that rage into the blacks because it's 1
Depends
to 10.
on line too, line choice and the kind of thing.
Crawler Ridge and Crawdaddy at Roush both are rated 5 to 9. So depending on which
That's like a
line you
black.
take, so it's
Yeah.
definitely going to go upper blue to black
Right.
in the ski rating.
So after you download the app, go over to YouTube
and watch.
And
and
Watch 'em.
watch the
Yeah.
videos of those rigs.
Yeah.
And
you-
keep in mind, YouTube doesn't do justice.
no,
for,
No
a
video
camera
does.
never does justice,
No,
but
but-
it'll give you a general idea.
what's your
of
Marvin
it.
Stammel?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Somehow
Somehow,
it does.
some houses
Yeah.
look.
He
His looks
puts
as
on that-
badass as
He
it
puts
really
on
is,
this,
right?
the badass filter.
I was just going to say that the BA filter.
Yep.
Oh. But yeah, I encourage you. I love doing the Badge of Honor trails. My goal this year is to get even more
Mhm.
and get out there and just be out there. But Peter's Mill, if you are stock, that's in Virginia. It's in George Washington National Forest. You do have to get a permit to ride on it. I think the permit's like $5 or $10, something like that, and you can get it.
Where
Like-
where is it? Like at a ranger station?
no, I think you get it like at 7-Eleven or
right.
convenience stores in that area. They're
Okay.
ready to do those permits. But it's a real nice trail just through the mountains. I think of it as a fairly difficult logging trail.
Gotcha.
So it's not you're not crawling over.
So it's
a
like
lot
a
of
102.
rocks. It's a
So
102.
explain to
Well,
everybody how you get these badges, though. Like what I mean. do
so
you
you have to have the app, and when you go to the app, you just log in that you're there.
okay.
And
So it
using
uses
GPS,
check-in
yeah, it uses
services.
check-in services. You log
Checking
in,
at the beginning, at the end, and you're
and then 6 to 8 weeks later, this badge shows up in your mail, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's
I peeled yours off and put them on my Jeep already.
well, I have 2 sets. You should have told me. I'd
Yeah,
given you
love
the
you
other
the other
set. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun to do, and we're nominating a couple at AOAA. I've already nominated a couple there. I'm hoping
What did you nominate?
Trail 12 for
That's a good one.
that's a great one, right?
Yeah.
For
Mhm.
Love
that,
that.
and then Barney Rubble.
I was going to say that'd be the other perfect
upper
one.
Yep.
tax bracket.
Right, that would be a 10 on their
Yeah.
scale, right? But I would like to, I think we've planned on going to Windrock at some point, and we can do their Badge of Honor trails. I'd like to, make a little.
I'm doing the first long haul with the buggy this weekend.
All right. Oh yeah,
So
nice.
What are you doing?
long haul, 4.5 hours going to Emporium, PA.
Emporium all the way.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, I think maybe Whiskey Ridge would be another good one because it's a longer trail. Would be another
Yeah,
another
that'd be
good
cool.
one.
Yeah.
But-
there's a lot at AOA. I think they
really
need at
are.
least
So many-
one or two.
Yeah, I agree. But it's a newer park,
Right.
comparatively speaking to Roush. So
But I think Trail 12 and Barney Rubble's just classic.
it is classic. It is. It's a lot of fun. So
It's a parking lot.
let's talk
Barney
events. I don't even want to hear it. I had
Yeah,
to follow him up in
Give
this
the guy's
buggy
40s and all of a sudden
I know.
everything's
in that buggy, and it
yeah, A to Z fat buggy, and he's
crawls right up. Me,
it's
I
too
have
good
to.
for everybody.
It was a lot of fun.
I have to look at every single rock and go yay or nay.
Yeah.
And it's and
And
even
I-
then
and my buddies-
Meanwhile, he's like looking out of the back of the buggy, and he gets out and it's still crawling. And
I'm so far away from him, he can't even see me down there.
I did actually have to get out and was like, oh
I
shit,
would-
Terry's down there. I need to go help him.
we got a good video of me crawling in the buggy this past weekend.
And
Yeah?
right, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
over
cool.
all that wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put
I
that
gotta
up.
post that.
We'll
It,
put
it
that up.
struggled a little because the back tire was spinning on it. My foot in a brake and I'm stopping the wood and the tire's spinning.
All right, Bill, tell us about some of our events so people can go.
This is a nationwide event, and that is the Go Topless Day, sponsored by Extreme Terrain, and that is Saturday, May 15th. And this event goes on all across the country, so if you are not in the Lehigh Valley, look up at your local Jeep club and head over to them, and they're probably going to be having a Go Topless Day event. But if you are in Lehigh Valley, we are going to be having an event put on by JEEP, Jeep Enthusiasts of Eastern PA, and that is our Go Topless Day ride from Allentown area all the way up to Mountain View Vineyard, Winery, Brewery, and Distillery, and that's going to be an awesome guided ride up to the, alcoholic, I don't know, paradise.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that the podcast is going to be broadcasting live from there, and we're going to do a show from there.
Cool, that's news to me.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'll be there.
I wasn't
Maybe.
planning on having a Jeep for that.
I got an
Yeah.
extra one.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
need a
need
Jeep
it.
to record. You just
rolling the Honda.
We're
It's
rolling
not
the
safe
Honda.
to park it there with all those Jeeps.
We'll park it away. I'll give you a ride in. But yeah, we'll be doing at least a live broadcast, if not a full on
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, nice.
That'd be
Awesome.
fun.
And also, they're brewing a beer for us called Top Down Ale.
Top down Pilsner, I think. It's a Pilsner.
Oh, it's Pilsner.
Yeah.
And that's an awesome beer that's going to be offered for all the Jeep enthusiasts
Yeah.
at the event. Secondly, we have the Trail Fest 2021 at Adventure Off-Road Park and Nature Center in Tennessee. And that is April 30th to May 2nd. And that's going to be an awesome event down, obviously, Tennessee. I think it's just outside of Nashville area.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Adventure Off-Road Park and Nature Center is.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where it is.
Yeah.
But if you Google it, I'm sure you can find it. And Jeeps and Wrenches, I think this is their weekend.
Cool.
And late coming entry to the events, even past sending out the agenda. The 2021 prom ride. That's at AOAA, and that's hosted by the Girls Play at AOAA and EJA, and that is a terrific benefit for, I think, the Shamokin
School District.
Yeah, to help out their prom.
It's if you can't afford a prom dress or something, they help you out.
I think Shamokin is the largest school district in PA.
Is it?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Really?
Land-wise. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe land-wise, yeah.
How far it pulls from.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And that's August 28th. And I know Jamie does a lot of work with that. And Girls Play at AOA, we were going to be involved with them last year, and then the COVIDs occurred. But they do good work and have a lot of fun up there. So get out on August 28th and go to AOA, and maybe you'll see your favorite Jeeper in a prom dress while out off-roading. I don't know. I think they've threatened to do that in the past, so that'd be fun.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm out, man.
Don's in.
What size would I take?
Oh my God! It want to talk about sizes.
Schmedium.
A schmedium.
A schmedium.
So go out there and do your events. If your club organization wants to have your events done by us, just email us at info@jeeplifepodcast.com, and we'll get it up there, or message us or do something. We'll get it out there so we can get more people doing some Jeep Lifey cooly things. All right, main topic, and this was an interesting because it actually came from an email from one of our Patreon subscribers, and I'm so thankful for our Patreon subscribers. We've got quite a few Patreon subscribers now, right?
Yeah,
and I love it. This stuff isn't free.
I think we're finally at the point where we
can withdraw $1.
Can withdraw $1. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
All right.
$1 whole.
Anyway, this is from Keith. And
I love how Terry cuts us off.
it goes. Somebody's got to be sanity here. Because normally it's me that just wanders and
what's that?
Adds the jingles.
Squirrel.
Shiny
thing.
Sanity.
Keith says, "Hello. I just wanted to say I love the podcast and glad to be a Patreon. Thanks, Keith. I used to own an 05 two-door Wrangler about 4 years ago with the intentions of learning how to off-road. Life got in the way and I became a father and had to sell the Jeep. Man, I've heard that story.
I'd sell the kid.
Yeah, no doubt. I couldn't afford a 4-door, so I got a stupid car instead. Fortunately,
can I get fender flares for my kid?
you might need to. Fortunately, my career has taken off, and I was able to buy a 2020 JLU. Hell yeah!
Ooh, yeah,
nice,
awesome, man.
I like it.
Congrats.
I like it. I need to know what color it is. I need to know a little more detail here, Keith. I am still new to off-roading and want to build my Jeep to rock crawl. I know it seems like a stretch with being green in the sport, but I figured if I'm going to spend the money to build my Jeep, I might as well build it to the level I want to eventually get to. And I couldn't agree more with
we
that.
All started that way.
And my first word of advice to this is don't hurry up.
Yeah.
Kind of take your time, get it.
Research.
Find something online that you like and make that a goal.
Yep.
I did that with a Jeep and put it as my desktop for a year and a half, and that was kind of my goal. And it doesn't look like that Jeep, but that's kind of where I was headed. And now I think it looks better than that Jeep.
It's going to take me a long time to get to $150,000.
Well, you just keep going at it little bits by little bits.
Penny by penny by penny.
You think GenRight will let me pay penny by penny?
Currency is currency.
That's
buddy.
right. That's right. So here's kind of the meat and potatoes of why I wanted to do this as a topic. Anyways, I'm writing you guys to ask your opinion or review on a certain product. Knowing my intentions with the Jeep, I wanted to know your guys' thoughts on the Fab Four's front full width Grumpers or other like it. Yeah. He says, I love the way this thing looks. It would make my Jeep look like a tank, but I want to know how practical it is. Is it too heavy? Is it worth $2,000? Is there something better out there? Should I just stick to normal bumper and spend money elsewhere? I do not shy away from the cost. I believe it's worth the money. It's worth spending the time to save for it. I just want to make sure it fits with my goals. You guys do such great reviews. I just thought I'd run this by you.
It's not as strong as as you think it is.
No, I was looking at it.
All right, so first let's talk about what he's talking about. The Fab Four's front full width Grumper and others like it. So these are
You got
those.
a picture of this thing?
I don't have a picture
on.
of it. I fell again.
All right.
But just Google search the Fab Four's
Grumper.
Grumper. It basically is these cowls that it becomes a bumper and comes up over the grill area, and it does look like a tank. What research were you doing, Don, with that?
So when we were originally going to talk about this and we didn't get to it, I did some research on it. So that entire thing, I'm looking, I think it weighs, it wasn't any more than
A normal
like a
bumper.
high line.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of metal there,
Right.
which means, and so the thickness was on par with most other bumpers, but that means that there's no substructure to that bumper.
Right.
And he said he wants to build this for rock crawling.
Right.
One of the things that first of all, one of the things that you want to keep in mind, if you're building a rock crawler, there's no better formula than light and small.
Right.
You're adding, you're not adding any more weight than if you'd put a Highline bumper
But
on
you're
or a
not gaining
Genrite.
structure.
You're not gaining it.
Right.
But you're also, they're big. Like they protrude out the sides pretty
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
And you want to minimize that, so to go along with his goals, if you're going to build a mall crawler, they look kind of cool.
Yeah.
But if you want a legit rock crawler, that bumper is not the way to go.
Now there is a guy in our club that has that, and his Jeep looks killer.
They do. They the first time I saw one, I was like, oh, that's so. I don't. Well, they look different. I am such a purist. I don't like anything but the Jeep grill on the front.
I'm right there with you. Now, so it says, but I want to know how practical it is.
Right.
Practicality of it.
Zombie apocalypse? Very.
I don't know, because I don't know if it would take like a lot of shots.
No, I think the zombies would just fly off of it, right?
Yeah,
It'd just fly off of it.
So, but the other problem with it is air cooling.
That was my main concern. Is it blocks a lot of air, in my opinion.
Yep.
It looks like it blocks.
So cruising around normally, a non-lifted Jeep, going down the highway, you'd probably be fine. Temperatures would stay around 200. But like for me, for instance, I have a stock grill. My winch is dropped down in the frames. I got a low winch mount. My temperatures when I passed you on the highway were 230.
Oh, and that's towing a trailer, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying
that's cool.
230 is kind of well. I mean,
It's
you're
hot, but at the same time, you have to realize
If I
you're
had
towing. I think you would have been like 220 if you weren't towing the trailer.
Which you gotta keep those things. There's not a whole lot of space,
Right.
I see 235 regularly.
And the other thing is costs. Those things are not cheap.
No.
He's right. They're around the $2,000 mark for, that full build. And for that kind of money, you can put a front and rear bumper from someone like Highline, from someone like GenRight.
You could do an aluminum.
You could do an aluminum GenRight.
So GenRight is, I mean, if you want to talk about having a badass rig, there's not a whole lot of people running aluminum GenRight stuff.
Right.
It's light, super strong.
Super strong.
You know, same thing
The
with Highline.
substructure is super strong too.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, and it gets out of the way of the wheels and tires, where these, I think these full width especially, it's blocking.
I think these are considered like a mid.
Are they?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The weight is fairly high. It's 175 pounds,
Ooh,
but that's
yeah.
Considering, you know, I think it was we were talking to him. What's the weight? What was the weight of the Rock Sliders bumper? He said it was 75 pounds, and it was a stubby.
Yeah.
So you're talking a lot less metal,
Right.
Mhm.
you know. So
So I this is one of those things where if Keith, if this is what you want to do,
Absolutely.
no
Do
one
it.
should tell you
No.
not to. Now, do I think that it's the best solution for you if your goal is to rock crawl? I absolutely, I don't think it's the way to go.
No.
In
If
fact-
if you do, am I going to point and laugh at you on the trail? No, I'm going to high five you when
So-
you bump into that tree with it.
Fab Fours has other bumpers, and I ran a Fab Fours on my TJ,
Yeah.
and it was a good bumper. I mean,
They make good products.
They do. They
Yep.
do. But they make other stuff. You know, they have a stubby bumper at $399. You know, they have what they call the Full Metal Jacket modifier, which again, looks like there's a lot block in the grill, but it's sort of a stubby with a hoop on it.
And cost doesn't necessarily mean great protection.
Not always, no.
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 They have a really cool looking hardcore stubby winch bumper. So I mean, there's other options out there. I just don't think for what you want to do that the bumper's going to fit your.
No.
Yeah, the
I think-
Grumper is not the.
You will hit. I mean, I hit
Biggest
mine.
con will be the
Yeah.
temperature.
So that brought us to a really good topic, and I want to. What mods do we, not like that other people do like?
Chrome.
That was the first thing out of Bill's mouth the last time I said this.
Chrome.
So you don't like chrome?
It's not that I don't like chrome. I just don't think chrome belongs on a Jeep.
Did in the 70s.
I mean, hell yeah,
right?
it did.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
those chrome wheels.
Chrome Cowboys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
I think it's a little overboard. Like when you go chrome, like it's like
oh, I
you
think
go chrome, you don't go back.
but I think it's a commitment. Someone
Oh.
goes chrome. You don't do one piece of chrome.
no.
You do a lot of pieces of chrome, right?
Straight
Wood
up.
hinges.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my machine, I've taken every piece of chrome
Yeah.
out of the mix, right? So I
I left my chrome rings on my lights, and I left the chrome Jeep badge in the front.
yeah, my Jeep badge is black.
All my chrome peeled off on this light rings.
I just it came that way, and that's gonna.
All right, so we've got chrome from you, Don. Is there anything that
Yeah, so I told you before, I'm a Jeep purist, and I don't like any other grill other
Yeah.
than the Jeep grill on it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That is like the symbolism of the Jeep. Why would we take that away?
I need to see those 7 slots. I need to be able to count them.
Yeah.
I'm coming back to you, but I'm sticking with the no angry eyes standard
Yeah,
grill.
I don't.
Might go black again though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't dig the angry eyes. I don't dig I just like the Jeep grill, and it's a symbol.
it's iconic.
It is iconic. I think it needs to be there, but that's
If
me.
you-
I'm not going to knock anybody else. I mean, hell,
No,
what do they say? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
yeah.
Mhm.
So
When somebody thinks I'm beautiful, I don't know who that is.
I do.
I do.
Oh, look at oh, you guys. For me, the angry eyes when it came out about 4 or 5 years ago, 1 out of every 15 or 20 would have it. Now it's like 50% have it, and it's a little overkill for me.
Yeah.
So my first one, I've got a little laundry list over here.
I saw.
I don't like the bullet stubby antennas.
Oh yes, no, me neither.
I
don't either.
really.
Yeah,
I have a stubby antenna. I don't care what comes
I
out.
don't like stubbies,
I don't-
period, because I haven't found one I can get decent radio stations.
I don't
on
listen
yet.
to radio,
I know you don't.
so I don't need that silver thing flopping around.
Yeah.
So I went with the
I
regular
listen
stubby.
to the radio more often.
Do you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't either, but just in case.
Those stubby
It
bullets.
connects me to the world because
Yeah.
I don't watch the news.
Yeah, you don't really leave the garage either.
no,
You're
you
better
don't.
off there.
All right, what else you got, Bill? What else is on your list?
Anything over the size of an 18-inch wheel.
Okay. So 18
Well,
is 18 is
all
your
Hold
limit.
on. There needs to be a proper ratio between
Yeah.
wheel and rubber.
Oh yes.
So like
that's
if you're
it,
on a
that's it.
40,
Yeah.
a 20-inch
22s are cool.
No, a 20 looks cool.
Yeah.
But like when you're putting like 24s on like 26-inch like
Yeah.
Did you ever see like old school 44s with a 15-inch wheel? They look
You
like a
did-
button.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the real pet peeve is improper rubber to wheel ratio.
Yeah, there you go. If you're going to take it off road, you need
gotta have
need rubber.
protection.
You need
You
the
need a
sidewall.
rubber.
You need the sidewall.
Yep.
And the bigger the wheel is, the less chance you're going to have sidewall because you're not going to
Bigger
go
the
big.
rubber, the more the
Right.
protection.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don?
I definitely agree with that.
Dodd.
So, too many LED lights.
Oh yeah.
I like when you pull up. So I have
You mean
I have
the
a
double
short story.
bar and the
So,
two?
So when Amy and I did one of the night rides at AOA, right after she got the Jeep I have now,
Yeah.
we're out there and I Kyle was getting everybody organized and I took a group out and behind me was a guy who had the upper windshield light bar. He had the hood.
Oh
He
yeah.
had 2 sets on the A pillars. He had like 14 sets on the front bumper. There was some in the grill. There
Yeah.
was like I don't
Yeah.
know how many pods out back, all from Amazon. Which whatever. I mean,
I don't care where you get it.
you can debate that left and right.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, But
So
but
the
what
amount of
annoyed
money,
the hell out of me was that he felt the need to light my world up. Like you could see the bones in my hand when I held it up. But in all
Shit of
seriousness,
X-ray.
yeah, in all seriousness, there comes a point where it's overkill.
Oh, for sure.
I think a really good set of LED headlights, and I was opposed to LED until I had this set of truck lights. Because I have astigmatism, so I get glare from stuff, but I don't.
Oh, right.
I get less from these. A good set of those, a good set of LED fog lights, and maybe and I hate the beam spot. Because who the hell? I mean, we don't live in. We're not running the Baja at 120. You don't need to see 600 feet up the trail. I like a good flood on the front of a Jeep.
Yeah.
Just a little extra, and that's me. Now, if you want to do all the light pods, great. Please just don't turn them on if you're behind me.
And don't point them. Those
just
are
be respectful.
I think you have yours aimed outward a bit. So if you were behind, on the buggy, yeah.
They're
but you're right.
They're aimed out and down, so it's
and
more
so they
of
have
a wheel.
purpose. They have purpose.
It's like at the ground.
Yep. I totally agree. I mean, take a look at what you're going to use the rig for. Like, I have one thin strip LED on my bumper. It's
I like
a flood.
yours. I like yours.
Yeah, it's a flood. It's not super bright, but it gives me a little more. If I'm rock crawling at night, it gives me a little more. I have the rock lights.
Yeah.
On the KC rock lights on it, and then I have a Amazon pod on the back above the third brake light, which works great because the windows are blacked out on it, and I'm old and can't see. So backing out of my driveway, that's perfect.
Right. All right. So I have one, and I don't like roof racks that have nothing on them.
So unused roof racks. I hate unused roof racks.
I have a soft top, and so there's not a roof rack made that I can put my soft top down and still have it on.
Yeah.
But if you have a roof rack and I see that you have a kayak mount on there, or you have a tent on there, or you have a storage.
Oh, you're saying just a straight up bare bones,
up bare bones.
The exoskeleton roof rack.
Yeah.
Is that the kind? Oh.
And no lights on it. Nothing.
Just a bare, just a bare rack.
I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
First time Terry's saying that he doesn't like a bear.
Oh my god! Here we go.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I agree. Although I did go through my roof rack phase when I built the 2011 for overlanding. I so badly wanted to put an AEV roof rack on them. I thought they looked badass.
But if you put one on, give it purpose. Don't just have it on there rusting.
But what if you have it and you like throw a rooftop tent on it, but don't want to drive it around all the time with a rooftop tent on it?
Well, then
And this, listeners, goes back to the eye of the beholder.
That's all right.
So
that's
that's
fair.
my
That's fair.
thing. Is I'm putting on a roof rack, and I'm gonna drive around a lot without nothing on there because I'm not gonna drive around with a tent up there all the time.
No, but you won't have any storage up there or anything?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I might put some light. I'm thinking about putting some small lights off the back and like doing some stuff with it.
Right, but it's not just going to be just a blank.
No, it'll have probably maybe
Pypes.
a shovel up
an
there.
axe,
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
chainsaw.
Yeah.
Right, all right. There we go. There's
Chainsaws
mine.
are cool.
Anybody else got
Dead body. Like, who knows?
There's some guy that
Mannequins.
his legs are broken and he's just holding on. They're flapping.
Hey, Bill, what do you got up there? Don moved in.
Todd sleeps up there.
What else? What else we got?
I think you're up, Bill.
Unnecessarily loud stereo systems, and
Oh yeah, we ran into that in Jersey, Billy.
no, you want to know where I ran into it? Was sitting in my living room yesterday.
Oh,
Literally, I heard this guy from the hospital.
really?
I'm like, what's that noise? I look over at Marie, and it's like the windows are rattling, and the guy's a quarter of a mile down the
Oh,
road.
wow, yeah.
And he gets up next to us, and the whole house starts shaking.
See,
Yeah,
difference
that's a
between you
little
and me,
much.
I would have pulled him over and be like, "What you got in there,
What-
man?"
Yeah, give me a demo.
I'm on a tour, dude.
Yeah,
How do you drive down the road like that?
yeah.
How are the bolts still in the vehicle?
Pinch welds are coming apart.
Right.
Like,
Spot welds
Yeah.
are blowing out.
I have a problem when your whole vehicle is rattling from it.
it's just kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know what? Like I said, everyone's got their own cup of tea, but
Yeah.
like when you're kind of that guy,
Yeah,
and I'm normally that guy.
you have that guy tendencies
when
big time.
that guy is telling you don't be that guy, yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right, Don.
Sorry.
What you got on your?
So I was just talking to somebody this week, and Joe Eberhardt,
Yeah.
about unnecessarily deep gears. I like,
Deep gears.
yeah, like 456s when you're running like 33.
Oh,
Your stock. You
so-
you
I
mean like
mean,
super torque?
Yeah, well, I think there's better ways to do that. So
Oh, absolutely.
like I think a good fit, if you're gonna hardcore, and I'll use Neil Berger because I really, he's good at what he does.
yeah.
His Jeep is built right for what he uses it for.
Yeah.
It's 456s, 35s, and he's got the original transfer case. And he really doesn't have to commute in it. He works from home.
Right.
It was a great, great.
Yeah.
But if you're going to drive one all the time, and what I told Joe was, Joe's not at the point yet. Like, Joe wheeled pretty hard this past weekend, but 321s and a 4-to-1 transfer case,
Golden.
keep his gas mileage,
Yeah.
and he would have I think would crawl great off road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that I have, like, that's a pet peeve when I see everybody, like, somebody will throw it up on the I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's getting the bow tie tonight?
You got it. That was me.
Oh,
So, when you
they're
jump
still
on
in the buggy.
when you jump on the forum or whatever, and somebody's like, "Hey, I got to gear my Jeep," and you're like, "Oh, 456s or 48s. It's the only
Yeah.
options." No, it's
No,
not.
you're right. You're right.
Now it used to be, and this is where the stigma came from. So the old 4-speed automatic transmission was and
Yeah.
the 3.8 was definitely
Right.
So 456s on 35s was like a necessary.
Right.
But now
right.
we've almost doubled the power. Not doubled, but we're up 50% power on the
Right.
3.6. We're we've got better transmissions, 5-speed nag automatic. The manual is the same
Now we
manual
got
it
6
was,
speeds. The 8-speed is amazing.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's no need for it. In fact, a lot of guys in the JLs aren't regearing at 37s.
Right.
No.
So when I was thinking about buying Dave's, I mean, oh no, Dave's was a manual. I'm out in
Yeah.
that. So, but anyway,
Fair enough.
fair
Fair
enough.
enough. That's a good thing. I like. It's not as necessary as it used to be.
Yeah.
All right. This one's kind of, and I'll probably catch a lot of flack on this. Really super tall lifts.
Yes.
Like
So
8-inch
that's
8-inch lifts.
Me too. Yep.
Unless you're a show rig.
Right.
And
Remember that Cherokee we saw that was on like 54s?
oh yeah.
It was.
It was on
huge,
like
man.
it was on blocks plus blocks
Right.
and more blocks.
And,
Like
and
get out the Lego blocks.
I reminded me of that one JK that It looked killer.
The white one.
It was
all
a red
jacked
one.
up?
It was a
Oh.
red one.
But
But how do I get in that?
Yeah, I mean,
how
well,
do you
so
wheel it?
so
Right,
there comes a point
right.
where it's no longer, it's not a usable rig. You can't drive them down the road.
No.
They
They become kites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and they
Mine's a
wander all
kite.
over the
Wa-
place. And, yeah, you get that sway. Then you got to talk about center of gravity. Talk about rolling them over.
Yeah,
and
but they look killer.
They do.
They do look killer. But wow.
I mean, it used to be that you needed to get 8 inches of lift to fit a 35 because the wheel wells are so small, the
Right.
tub
Right.
got in the way, the frame rail got in
Right.
the way. But now they're opening up those wheel wells, LCG, like
Yep.
low center of gravity.
Yeah.
as much as you
They
can.
handle great in the road. I mean, the
you can
Jeeps.
take turns at like 50, 60 miles an hour,
My
and
Jeep
you're
handles
like,
better than the Honda does. Not kidding you.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
saying much, but
I mean, we were driving around, and I had Marie holding the handle, and I'm like, this is like back road fun. Like
Yeah.
this is
they handle better now.
Yeah.
They're lower center of gravity, but I agree. There's no
Yep.
need for that anymore. Not for a rig that you're going to use to wheel, do the kind of things we do with it.
If it's going to be a show rig, and I think there's nothing that catches an eye more than
Oh, absolutely.
something that's
Yeah.
a foot and a half taller than everything else, right? So
yeah,
that,
you just
that's
walk
mine.
into a show and there's, the
Right.
first thing that catches your eye is the Jeep that the hood is the same as everybody else's.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Anybody else got another one? Because we could probably go all night with this,
Oh
right?
yeah, but
And again, why Billy's thinking here, I mean, my thing is
smoke coming out yet?
the idea that what we think is important or cool or
Right.
whatever, it doesn't have to be what everybody. I told
got
you at the
one.
Jersey one. Remember, like
Yeah.
Billy didn't like the sound system.
But those
I
are
thought-
show rigs. Those
I
are,
thought that was cool.
yeah, I did too.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just that I think that wasn't the right place and time for it.
Man, when they turned on
The
that sound
siren?
system, this dude, it was like I was fearing for my life.
Yeah, I was. Like,
I
oh my
thought we
God,
were going to get.
Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, I look at the amount of engineering, the amount of work that somebody puts into it, and
That's a lot of effort.
really what I find. It's not whether or not I like it. It's I'm looking at somebody's talent.
Yeah.
you know
I
what
just
mean?
wanted to see the bolts start falling off of it.
Well, that was the meeting. Like the thing didn't rattle.
No,
It
right?
didn't, which was that's amazing.
Yeah. They had that thing isolated.
So I got another one.
All right, go ahead.
Save your money and do the wheels and the lift at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Whether you or I think there needs to be a better order. Don't buy the lift and then have stock tires rolling. It looks too funny.
Oh, he's looking at me when he said that too, because I did lift first. Yeah.
I did wheels and tires and lift. I usually do them together, but now I just went up a tire size. So
I did lift, and
I want to go up a
Yeah.
tire size again.
do you really? Are you going 37s,
I think I want
38s?
37. I'm
40s?
not doing it now. 37s and it'll stop there. But I'm not doing it till I get a 44 in the front.
And I don't necessarily disagree with you at all. I had to make a
just
choice.
looks funny,
I had to
that's
make
all.
a choice.
It's
Can
not
I-
that I hate it. It's just it looks funny. Like
Yeah.
So there's a
Co-
lot of other things that comes into to play with this stuff. I mean, we're
Yeah.
sitting here talking about, doing wheels and tires, and sometimes it's budget. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to pull that front bumper off and put a Highliner or Gen Right.
Yeah.
And same thing with these
Yeah.
these rocker knockers, literally, that I got.
Yeah.
I would love to pull them off and put some Gen Rights or Poison Spiders on. I just don't have the money.
Yeah. What's the priority?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have,
Yeah.
another big thing, and this just kind of popped in my head because it was a conversation I had this week with a coworker. Start with your brakes.
Got to. If you're going to plan on having big tires, you're going to
Start with your
big
brakes.
brakes. Yep.
Because everyone, no matter what the car culture is, they always go power, suspension, drivetrain, then brakes.
Yep.
Yeah, and that should be a first. Like, that should be the first thing everybody looks at is safety of the vehicle.
Yep.
And drivability.
And that falls
And you
right
will-
into
you
that.
I
will
don't know
enjoy
what you're
it.
talking about there, but
You will enjoy it a lot more if you build that rig correctly.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's like I said, 37s for me. It's going to need another axle. It's going to need steering upgrades. It's
Yep.
going to need, there's a lot of things that need to come first in order for it to be a safe, operable rig.
Yeah. I agree. And so these are things that obviously we've talked about it. If that's what you do, sweet. I applaud you. But I think there's also things that I like to see, but I don't want my Jeep to be anywhere near that in appearance. And we talked a little bit about those show rigs in Jersey. Those looked killer and were very impressive. But that's not for me. That's not what I want. But that's
agreed.
their Jeep life,
Yep.
right? That's what they do,
Yep.
and I applaud it. I love it. What about those lowered Jeeps with ground effects and everything?
Oh, they're badass.
Yeah,
I like them.
So here's
they
the
take
thing.
some of the things out of street.
I would drive one.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, I enjoy seeing them because we see so many lifted rigs.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, that I saw one online, a picture, and I was like, damn, that thing looks cool. Somebody put like 60 grand into that.
They kind of, if you do them right, they kind of do look cool.
They do, and it goes kind of back to that Honda culture.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody did Hondas all their life,
Yeah.
and they're like, I got a Jeep. I inherited a Jeep. How am I going to make it a Honda?
Let's slam this bitch.
I envision a 4-wheel drive delete, rear-wheel drive,
Right.
slammed on some big drag radials.
Yeah.
Demon engine in it.
Yeah, buddy.
Like a Hellcat Red Eye engine
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that would just be. I would.
Perfect for the straights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
When you can't
We
drive
should go
your
rat rod style and put the motor in the back with a nice big scoop sitting out the top of the hood
Just
or
cut
out of the
yeah,
roof.
man.
yeah, if you
Wheelie Jeep.
Yeah, buddy.
if you can't go over a speed bump in your Jeep,
Put Don and I in the same room and see what we come up
yeah,
with.
right.
An unlimited budget, a welder, a plasma cutter, and a pipe wrench.
I love it.
That's
I
all
think
we
this
need.
is going to be an
Pipe
episode.
bender.
This might be a full series. What about and you talked about chrome, man. I get blown away by these Jeeps that come in and they're completely chromed out.
Well, I mean,
Like,
if you're doing
their
like
wheels,
chrome
everything
paint with chrome everything,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah,
But like chrome with like burgundy is not cool.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's fun. I love
No,
those.
whatever's it's your cup of tea, man.
Yeah.
How you like? If you like 2 sugars and a little bit of cream, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I
Do it.
don't.
Right.
I just like. I like coffee.
I know that we do a lot of rock crawling, and that's kind of our Jeep life.
Right.
But I like just putting the top down and driving, and
Right.
and even on the highway, just
Mhm.
driving. I don't care where it's going, and just get out there and drive.
Yep, I agree.
And if I see you on the road and you've got a sweet chromed out rig, I'm gonna wave at you just the same as I would if you're a rock crawler.
Hey, if you're driving around, where can you find us?
Where can they find us?
Well,
You're throwing that to me. I love it. Normally I get to throw that to you, but it's perfect. So I want you to head over to our link tree, and that's linktr.ee/Jeep Life Podcast. And that has everything on it, from Patreon to our swag to our website, Apple podcast downloads. We have a listener voicemail, 484-891-1172. 484-891-1172, and give us a voicemail. We might even play it on air. YouTube, we are putting up more and more content all the time. You need to check it out. I know that our driveway mechanic just moved into a new garage, so he's going to be putting out new content. Go there, like and subscribe. We have a contest coming up where we give away a swag kit from the Jeep Life Podcast. When we hit 500, we're just going to take everybody, we're going to random generate, and we're going to give away a swag kit for you. Man, this has been a great topic and a great night. Hit up that Patreon. Great content there. I think you just put out a new video this week.
Yep.
And that video, We Are the Stars.
Yes.
You, me, and Scott.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna, we'll have a lot more of that
Yeah.
coming as we're out in the woods a little more this summer. We'll have a lot of that stuff.
A lot more of that.
In the woods.
I love being out there. But anyway, for Bill, Don, Terry, here's a big Jeep wave to you, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
was a good show, guys.
That was a good show.
Thanks everybody out there and listening. We appreciate it. Throw us some questions from time to time if you want to. Man, I'm tired.
Give us a call on the voicemail.
Yeah,
I
give
wanna
us a
hear
call on the
somebody.
voicemail. I challenge somebody to do that.
Yep.
Make it a good one. Come up with a good story. You have to outdo Peter.
Make us laugh
Yeah, make us laugh.
a
If-
little bit.
You know, try to do it. Mike, thanks, man. Good to hear from you. Dave, thanks for listening in. You guys have a good night. I'm going to hit this end button on here. I appreciate it. See you guys.
See ya.